Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, it's Fearless Eagle back here again. So, yeah, I'm gonna be, sharing something which I got impacted from. This is the third video that I'm taking. I was clearing up space from the phone, and I accidentally deleted the video that I not deleted, I recorded. So there was a video that I recorded today earlier on, just explaining, what happened. Okay, the focus of it is how you don't let your external situations, determine what happens internally inside of you, because you got a lot of people that they let depression, determine how they respond back at life, stuff like that. So that was the focus. And then what happened is I had to pause the video and do a part 2, which I was gonna combine. But in my editing phase where I needed to combine the 2 videos, I was in the process of doing that, and then I accidentally deleted the 2 videos. So now when I was trying to export, it was telling me that the videos are no longer there, so I need to go and look for them and replace. So when I looked at the videos, I couldn't find them, and I discovered that I actually deleted them. So that's what happened, which was really terrible, because now I have to retell the whole story, which I don't mind. I'm gonna do it for you guys. So what I was speaking about in the video that I lost, 2 videos, was how our external situations. There was a speaker yesterday that was speaking when I went to youth, and they were talking about how you shouldn't let your outside situations determine your condition on the inside and your situation on the inside. You should always be content, happy, excited. So yeah, like they were in a situation where they were given, I think, 9 months to live. The doctor told them that they have 9 months to live, and that was like more than 10 years ago, and it was a life and death situation where they needed to replace their livers. Then obviously, because their livers was failing and it was affecting their health and all those stuff, so that was the situation with them. But in that situation, they didn't choose to be bitter and say, hey, okay, my dreams are gone, I can't do anything, I'm miserable. But instead, they decided that they're going to trust God. If that does happen, then God knows why He's doing it. He's taking them back home, to be in a better place. If it doesn't happen, they're going to live today like it's their last, with the hope of tomorrow, because tomorrow's promised, and God's the one that's going to make sure that they're there. So that's how they were living, and up to today they're still living like that, and they trust in God for everything and all the stuff that God wants to add in their life, God wants to do in their life. And they were just speaking on that thing of, you gotta always make sure that you content, you don't let your outside situations determine how you'll respond to God on the inside, and your relationship with God and all the stuff. That shouldn't affect it. That's what they were speaking about, which was really powerful, and I really enjoyed it. And I was sharing with myself, I think it was mid last month or early last month, I was in a situation where I also got robbed. And what happened is, I was coming from work, dropped off the taxi here in South Africa. For those who don't know, I'm in South Africa. Here in South Africa, we use taxis as our public transport. We also got buses, and all the stuff, Ubers and what. But those are really like Uber's costly in terms of where I'm working to where home is. I'll be spending like basically would say I'll be spending 300 to 400 rands to go and come back. So to go alone is 100 plus, to come back again it's 100 plus, but also to go back home at night the prices get like quite expensive, especially if you don't have any type of promo or stuff like that. So I was using transport, got back, and I dropped off the taxi. I got home. So when I got home, I was basically close to my gate so that I can open the gate and go inside. And a car rocked up. Two guys came out of the car. One was the driver, the other one was the passenger. So the passenger first came out of the car with a gun, and their response was do not do anything. So as they came out, I looked at their hand, I saw the gun, my bag, I had a work laptop, my work phone was also with me, my personal phone was with me, like that, the wallet, of everything. So my work laptop was on one hand, so the backpack was not, I didn't put it on both hands, I only had it on one hand. So as he was speaking, telling me do not do anything, in the process of him speaking, I took the bag, threw it into the yard over the wall, because our wall is quite big, it's quite high. So in my head I'm thinking, okay, I'm at home, because I'm at home, I'm not out here trying to replace the work laptop for the second time, which is more than 10,000 rands. I don't have that cash to be replacing. So my natural instincts was throw the bag inside with the laptop and also the phone. So I did that. I threw the bag, went inside, and then when the second guy, who was the driver, was coming out, he obviously came out a bit aggressive and everything. And as he was coming out aggressive, I took the phone and threw it into the yard as well. And I threw it knowing that we've got grass, we don't have cement or tar or anything like that. We got grass, and the grass is quite big, it's not cut. So I had that in mind, threw it knowing even if it falls face flat on the ground, it's not gonna get the screen's not gonna crack or anything like that. So that's what I did. Then the driver, who came out aggressively, took me, put me on my knees. So I went onto my knees. Now at that point I was semi-conscious of what was happening, because I'm like, okay, the stuff is in the yard. I'm closing my eyes, I don't even want to look at them, because you look at them, analyze them, probably gonna aggravate them, they'll get angry and then probably even shoot me, because I know them. So I close my eyes, looking down, hands up in the air. The guy is searching me, but I'm also not 100% cautious of where he's searching. So he's just taking out, he took my keys had USBs on them. He took that. He took my access card, which was my work access card that I used to go in. And then he took my personal phone, took out the earphones, threw them on the ground. I didn't know. My wallet was on my right pocket, trousers pocket. He didn't find that. I don't understand how he didn't find that, or he didn't see that. It obviously had my cards. It had the cash that I withdrew on that day to use for transport and all those stuff. So yeah, that side I really don't understand what went wrong there. Then eventually started asking me, where's the money, where's the money? Firstly, I didn't hear him. So when he was asking me where's the money the first time, I did not hear him ask. Then when he kept on insisting where's the money, that's when I came back to my conscience, and then I heard he's asking where's the money. Then I responded and said, I don't have money. By the time I said the second I don't have money, the other guy who came out first, the passenger, took the gun and hit me. Now he hit me here, so where you see the mark, this mark here, that mark, and here, So this area here is where he hit me. Now if you look at my lip, can you see there's like a bump here? So he hit me here, and then my lip from the inside coming out like that burst open. So I don't know what force or what the heck he did or how he did it, but all I know is he hit, and at that point burst it open, and then I went unconscious. So I lost conscience. I didn't know what was happening. My memory also went. I lost my memory. Now, everything that happened after that, all I have to say, it was God, because I did not know what was happening. I was not conscious, I was not in my conscience, so I wasn't doing things knowing what I'm doing. I blanked. I could not see anything. So everything was black, not even white, black. So I lost my sight on top of that. And then what then happened after that is my sister was obviously explaining. My sister, my mom, and my dad, they were explaining what happened after that, because all I remembered is I got off the taxi, they stopped me, and then everything gone. I don't remember what happened after. So what happened is obviously they hit me, fell down, and then somehow all I can say is God's the one that was using my body at that time with the Holy Spirit. So I stood up. I don't know, I stood up. I walked from where I was laying, where they hit me, to where our gate was, our yard's gate. And then I started calling my mom. So I was trying to scream, but I had no energy to a point where I couldn't scream. So there was no energy to be able to scream. So my sister, even when I was knocking, the lack of energy that I had, I couldn't even hit the gate hard for anyone to hear. So eventually I resorted to screaming. And then as I was screaming, I was calling my mom, but with a low voice. So instead of screaming ma, it was more like ma. You know, when you hear someone calling but you can't hear them, it's like someone saying something but they're not saying something. So my sister heard me calling my mom, but with a low voice. So she was confused, thinking, okay, number one, I have keys, so why did I not come in? Number two, why am I calling with a low voice? So eventually she's like, okay, you know what? Let me go and see what's going on. She went to my parents, told them someone's calling, and it sounds like it's me. So they're like, okay, why would I call if I have keys? And also they didn't hear me call, because my dad also, their room is right there, way close to the gate, so they didn't hear me. So eventually, okay, they decided, you know what, let's go outside and see what's going on. So they came out, and then my mom and my sister opened the gate while my dad was watching them. So as soon as they opened the gate, I came in, and they say that I came in weak. So I was weak, walked in, and all they saw is I'm about to fall. So I'm walking sideways, weak, and then eventually they held. And then after holding me, my mom says all she saw is blood. She just saw blood coming out. Blood was just pouring. She went into panic mode. And then my dad also was looking. Also he's shocked. He's wondering what is going on. Then they trying to speak to me to ask me what happened, and the only response that I'm telling them is gun. They hit me with a gun. So now when I said that they hit me with a gun, they thought I said that they shot me with a gun. So now she's freaking out. She's trying to get a phone to request for us to go to the hospital, but at the same time I'm telling them I want to sit down because I'm weak. So I want to sit down so that I can get energy. Then my dad or my mom, one of them is like, no, let's request, go to the hospital. If they shot him, then it's bad because we can't now sit here. That means he's gonna die here. So now they requested, got to the hospital. But now on the way to the hospital, I'm still not in my conscience, so I'm gone. And we going to the hospital like 30 seconds or 1 minute before we got to the hospital. So what then happens is I got my sight back. Now when my sight came back, I'm looking around, I'm seeing it's dark, but at the same time I'm seeing lights here and there, and I can tell that I am in a car and it's moving. So eventually I look around, I see my sister. So now I'm asking my sister what's going on. My sister's telling me, relax. Like, relax. What's going on? Relax. Where are we going? Relax. Calm down. So now those are the responses that I'm getting. Also me, I'm trying to understand what is going on, what's happening, where we're going. Eventually we arrive by the hospital. So now I look at my sister again and I ask her, what is going on? She tells me, calm down. I'm now looking to see and to analyze properly where I am. I see it's the hospital. So we come out, and then when we come out, I look, I see my mom is there, my dad is there, my sister obviously, my dad came to me, took me out, walking with me. So now I'm looking at him, and then I'm trying to understand what is happening, but at the same time I'm following. So I go, we sit down. As we're sitting down, I don't know where my sister and my mom went, but they disappeared. I look at my dad, and then I'm asking him what's going on. Also, before we came out of in fact, it was as we were coming out of the car. So we're coming out of the car. As we're coming out of the car, I'm feeling liquid. So I look to see what is going on. Is it water or what? I see blood. That's what I'm seeing. So now I'm seeing blood, and then I look. I put my hand, look, I see blood, and then I look at it, and then it pauses. So now my brain is shocked, and then I'm looking at my sister. I'm like, hey, there's blood. What is going on? She tells me, it's fine. So I'm trying to understand what is fine, what's going on. Wow. Like, people are not telling me what's going on. Okay, go in. They disappeared, like I mentioned. We sat down. So now I'm trying to understand, because I'm now looking at the blood. I'm looking at my dad. My dad is all calm. He's just looking at me. I don't know what he's thinking. Only afterwards, that's when they started speaking. Some of them were thinking, now I'm gonna forget everything, I'm gonna have memory loss, I'm not gonna remember anything or anything like that. So I'm looking, and as I'm sitting, things are now coming back. My memory started coming back. So now I'm regaining my memory. And then I remembered, okay, I came out of the taxi, they stopped me, spoke to me, they wanted to take my bag, phone. I threw those things in the yard, and then they put me on my knees, search, took my personal phone. At that time, I also thought they took my wallet. I didn't know that my wallet was still in my pocket. Took the keys, everything. So now everything is coming back. So now I'm explaining to my dad. I'm like, okay, now I remember what happened. This is what happened. I came out of the taxi and they did this, they did that, and I threw this and that. And then that's when he's like, okay, yeah, calm down. They're gonna see you and what. Then that's when now I clicked. I got mugged, and when I got mugged, these guys hit me, and then I went unconscious. So now everything is back. Eventually, they took me to the X-ray department. The X-ray department did scans, everything. Then they asked me a couple of questions, I answered. Then I think they probably looked and saw, they like, okay, he's fine, or yeah, whatever that they saw, because I was fine. Things were coming back, so I could remember. And then eventually what then happens is we go to the guy who's gonna stitch my lip, because also I couldn't see properly what was happening with my lip, because I like passed the mirror, looked, and then I saw it's open and what. At the same time, I couldn't feel the pain. So yeah, I think the impact of how the guy hit me caused me to lose my memory, number one, pass out, and also lose my vision. So it probably did something to my brain where all of those abilities were gone, and in the moment I couldn't use any of those functions. So the only thing that was working was me walking around and trying to scream. So the guy obviously then comes, asks me questions, all those stuff, and then I explained to him what happened, and then he asked me other questions, and then I told him what I answered, whatever that he was asking. Then I eventually started asking him, am I gonna feel the pain, or what's gonna happen, stuff like that. He was answering. Paralyzed my right side of the lip, did the stitches, cut the meat that was hanging and all the stuff, which all I saw on the saucer was blood, and yeah, looked bad. So did that, and then eventually put wool, all those cotton, cool down the blood what from coming out and all those things, and then eventually gave me medication, told me what to do. Then we went out, and as we were going out, that's when everything now came back, my memory and all those stuff. And then they started explaining what happened after I got hit, because that gap from after I got hit to when we were arriving at the hospital, I did not know what was happening. I don't know what I said. I don't know where I went. I don't know where I walked. All I know is when we got home, I was looking on the floor. I saw blood from the entrance to the gate of our house where we go in, and I don't remember walking from there to the house. That's what happened to me during that time. And yeah, eventually got home, and then had to rest and lay. Also couldn't eat because of the how bad the cut was and the stitches and all those stuff, because the doctor was like, if I try and eat, it's gonna, number one, it's gonna affect the stitches, which is gonna open. Number two, it's gonna be painful. So that's what he explained and everything. So I spent 2 days without going to work, and then on the third day I wasn't 100%, but I was like, no, it's fine, let me go, because I got stuff that is outstanding at work, and if I don't do it, I'm gonna fall behind more, and the pressure's gonna be a lot. So I went, and then yeah, obviously the whole recovery process and everything, and then after a week I was okay. So yeah, that's basically what happened with me a while back. And when this speaker, this individual was speaking about being content and not letting outside situations affect your internal self, I was like, yeah, that's actually true. I mean, we have a decision to make, and what you do with that will be totally up to you. So don't be an individual that lets the outside situations determine what happens, in terms of internally. Be a person that internally you are okay, and even when life happens to you, you're still fine, you still move forward, you still trust in God and all those stuff. So yeah, that was me. That was how I survived being mugged. I was grateful that I didn't get shot, because throwing those bags and everything, if I did not have my personal phone, the USBs that they took, and probably the access card, which they probably thought was a bank card or something, if I didn't have all of those things, they were probably going to shoot me, because they didn't get anything. So I'm grateful that I was not shot, and I'm still alive today to tell you guys, what happened to me. So that's my life right there. For you guys, yeah, don't be guys that, don't be ladies and gentlemen that, the world out there life happens to you, then you fall apart. Nah, don't be like that. Trust in God, and yeah, be okay on the inside, and make sure the outside is impacted by how you are on the inside. So if you got joy on the outside, impact the world with joy. Why? Because you got joy on the inside. That's it from my side. Till the next episode. Peace out and God bless.